Good morning, class. I'm going to go over our work for day 1 of week 2 of distance learning. So if you've noticed, I posted this morning 2 new materials, which were titled Creation Myths, Text, and Worksheet. Now the first one is a PDF of 4 different creation myths that are from different cultures on different places around the world. And you're going to read all 4 of these texts. Now I'm going to actually recommend that first you kind of skim through these, and then you go to the worksheet. Because the worksheet has 3 steps. And the first one, step 1, you're going to answer these 15 questions for all 4 of the myths. Again, our myths is the book of Genesis, the creation myth for Blackfoot Indians, the creation myth for the Ugandans, and the creation myth for the Chinese. So the creation myth, the book of Genesis, is the first one in the PDF handout. So that one we're actually going to do together in a later video. So I recommend you skim these stories first, and then go back through and read each one a little closer, looking for the answers to these 15 questions. And after you fill out this chart, step 2 asks you to highlight the lines where all 4 stories have the same answer. And this is going to cause you to see the similarities between these 4 cultures who wrote these 4 creation myths at different times on different places of the earth. So to highlight a box, it is a little tricky, but all you do is click on these little 3 dots up here. You're going to click then on this little painter can where it says background color, and you can highlight it whatever color you want. Let's say you make a bright pink. It's going to highlight that box bright pink. Make sure you highlight the box that you want to highlight. I'm going to take that highlight off now. And step 3 for this worksheet is you're going to write 1 paragraph reflecting on the similarities you found in the 4 myths. What's significant about the fact that 4 different groups of people on 4 different spots on the planet at different times in history came to some of the same conclusions about the unknown? What does this show us about humanity? Again, you're going to write a paragraph reflection directly on this document. Please make sure your paragraph reflection is at least 4 sentences long. And this is the Creation Myths worksheet that you're going to fill out accompanying those myths. I'm going to go ahead and read you all the first myth about the creation in the book of Genesis. We're going to highlight as we go, annotating for any key ideas. So the myth starts, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So we know our creator is God. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. So how did he create light? Just by saying it. There was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters, which were upon the firmament, from the waters, which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. Now I know that that paragraph says firmament a whole lot, but I want you to know that the firmament is just the sky. So basically it's saying God created the firmament, or the sky, which is where he says heaven is, to divide the water from the sky. So if you go to the beach or you're looking out on the horizon line, you'll notice there's somewhat of a definitive line that separates the earth from the sky. And that's why God created the firmament, was to create that separation. In the evening and the morning were the second day. So we know we have the first day, and we know we have the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters were called seas. And God saw that it was good. Again, it was good. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and the herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. So the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament." And we know the firmament is the sky. So he's saying, let there be lights in the sky, "of the heaven to divide the day from the night. Let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in a firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So again, it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and the fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven." And God created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly, after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful, and multiply, and fill the waters and the sea, and let fowl multiply in earth." And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle, and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind." And it was so. And God said, "Let us make man in my image, after my likeness, and let man have dominion over the sea of fish, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him, male and female, and he created them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, "Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the earth, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." So we know that God created male and female after his own image. And as you notice in the second half, it starts hinting that God is a man. They're using the pronoun he. We know that he's a man. That can be assumed. And he's saying that man has dominion over the sea, over all the birds, over every living thing. So it sounds kind of like he's giving man a lot of the power. And God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, and which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life. I have given every green herb for meat." And it was so. And God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. And this concludes the reading of the book of Genesis, our Judeo-Christian creation myth.